do you do if you roll up to a military checkpoint? Let's talk about how to protect yourself. I'm Andrew Flushy, and this channel is about defending your rights and protecting your freedom. As we speak, in our nation's capital in Washington, D.C., there are 25,000 troops occupying all parts of the city. From what I can tell so far, there have been 3 arrests on American soil by the military of people in our nation's capital who came into these checkpoints. One person, frankly, sounds like she may have some mental problems. She presented a military police challenge coin and said she was part of the cabinet for the incoming president. Another person a couple of days ago has some conflicting reports about what actually happened. It sure sounds like he was a security guard trying to get to his post to perform his duties. There's been another person who claims that he was lost and went up to the checkpoint to try to seek assistance. All 3 of these people were arrested in our nation's capital by military. Let that sink in for a minute. There's 25,000 troops in our nation's capital. Do you know how many troops are in Iraq and Afghanistan right now? 5,000 total in both countries. So 5,000 troops total in Iraq and Afghanistan, and 5 times that number just in Washington, D.C. We have 25,000 troops who have locked down the city, are operating checkpoints, and are arresting people who are coming up to these checkpoints. So what should you do if you end up at a military police checkpoint? First of all, don't go to a military police checkpoint. It's a recipe for disaster unless you have some bona fide, legitimate reason to approach a military checkpoint. Just stay away. It's not worth your hassle and the possible risk you're exposing yourself to. Secondly, remain silent. If you're coming upon a military police checkpoint and you think you have a good reason to go through the checkpoint, you're going to need to present some kind of papers to be able to get through, but you don't have to explain yourself. You should be able to present your papers and get through. There may be some questions about what business you have to do there, and I suppose you may have to answer those questions, but that should be it. The next question becomes weapons, and that's frankly what the National Guard troops are there to, to try to prevent, is weapons and bombs and things from getting into the inauguration area. This is where at least 2 of the people who have been arrested have gone afoul, as they've been discovered to have weapons. But this is where you should remain silent, especially if it's not evident that the military is going to let you through the checkpoint. It would be a great idea to just say, okay, I'm done, and turn around and go home. And that's frankly what doesn't make sense to me at this point. It makes sense that we need to secure the inauguration area, but it doesn't make sense that it's being done for so many days before the inauguration, and it doesn't make sense that people are being arrested simply for traveling around our nation's capital. If someone doesn't have the proper paperwork to be in some sort of green zone or red zone that DC is operating under right now, they should simply be turned away. To protect yourself from military police checkpoints, don't go near checkpoints. And then also be sure you remain silent. If they ask to search your vehicle, simply refuse. And if they persist on searching, that's where you're going to maybe need a good lawyer to help defend yourself at the end of the day. There's 68 square miles in DC with 25,000 troops occupying the city. It's not a place that you should go if you value your liberty and your freedom. And remember, don't talk to the police. For more information about how to conduct yourself for regular police checkpoints, check out my next video on handling DUI checkpoints. I'll see you over there.